When the days for his being taken were fulfilled, he resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem. With these words, St. Luke begins a new section in his Gospel. Jesus ends his Galilean ministry and begins his journey to Jerusalem, where he will undergo his passion. His being taken up, his crucifixion, is also described as being lifted up. And St. John calls this his glory. And on his way towards Jerusalem, Jesus is resolutely determined. He is the suffering servant that the prophet Isaiah speaks of. I have set my face like flint, knowing that I shall not be put to shame. Jesus is completely certain, according to the Heavenly Father's plan, that it is in Jerusalem that everything will happen in the fulfillment of his mission, his suffering, death, resurrection, and ascension. That is why his face is set like flint. Absolutely nothing can distract and stop him from his ascent to Jerusalem. Not even the Samaritans, who were particularly hostile to Jews, they refused to let Jesus and his disciples cross Samaria, knowing that their intention was to go to Jerusalem. In the face of such hostility, James and John were furious, and they suggested, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume them?" But Jesus did not accept this idea. After rebuking the brothers, they proceeded to another village. Jesus is aware of the many enemies that are plotting against him. Despite all his good deeds and kind words, they are bent on destroying him. But he does not wish them any harm. His is the way of compassion, forgiveness, and love for all people, even for his enemies. And this requires more strength and courage to do so. The gospel today invites us to reflect on discipleship. Being a follower of Christ gives us an entirely new identity. We become God's children, and so our citizenship is in heaven, journeying towards our true home, the heavenly Jerusalem. This therefore gives us two important lessons. First, let us follow the example of Jesus. His face is set like flint towards Jerusalem, in complete and unconditional obedience to the will of the Heavenly Father. Like Jesus, may we not run away from the cross, but be firm and courageous in following him through all challenges and difficulties in life, knowing that this leads us to certain victory and glory. And second, to be able to do this, the Apostle Paul reminds us, do not conform yourselves to the age, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and pleasing and perfect. The brothers James and John, by their desire to destroy the Samaritans, are obviously conforming themselves to the standards and ways of the world. But as true followers of Jesus, we should instead be imbued with the spirit of humility, compassion, love, and forgiveness.